We're young, we can't relate. Maybe Justin has a kid on the way, hopefully.
I have clients that I've shot their proposal to their second kid now. Don't be afraid to branch out and do something that you're not familiar with. Just being Hispanic makes you hustle like crazy.
Welcome back to another episode of Shut It and Chill. I'm your host, Justin Cruz, joined today by my co-host, Ruben Rodriguez.
Merry New Year's. Happy holidays. If you are watching this podcast, you are in 2026. Right now, we are in 2025. Wow. What a year it's been. What a drag it's been. We got New Year's resolutions. We got some sirens in the back. I don't know if that's picking up for you guys, but that's a good way to start the year with an emergency. Another good way to start the years with a resolution. New Year's resolutions, the best promises. Promises are meant to be not kept. So my New Year's resolution is definitely saving money so I can buy an FX3 and not a Canon camera, not a Canon. And shoot more creatively, shoot more fun. I know, Justin, I know you got an interesting New Year's resolution for everybody.
I think you just made that up. But I do have some New Year's resolutions. One as well, I think save money. Kind of lock in, stay tunnel visioned with everything that I'm striving for. This year I really want to work with some brands. So hopefully, with everything that, we got going on, I got going on, I can hopefully land that deal. As well as I think trying to manage stress at a time where, I'm always doing something. I don't really take breaks. I don't have weekends. There's been very minimal weekends I've had the last year. But, I mean, it's all been worth it at the end of the day. It's all a grind. But just kind of enjoy more time with the people that are around me and not always work. I think that's kind of the goal a little bit this year.
And what was your highlight of 2025? Best moment of 2025 for the people?
Ooh. I think my highlight is really just turning this, everything that I planned in 2024 into life, from the podcast, growing the podcast to, building, I reached my goal of 10,000 followers this year. Reading books this year was another goal. And just hitting, I think every goal that I put out, I actually hit this year. So I'm very grateful for that. And that was kind of my highlight of the year. What about you?
It's the fans. It's the Shut It and Chill podcast fans, of course. Delivering good content for all of yous. Highlight of the year. And also some of the short films that I was able to make throughout the semester. I loved my last one. And traveling to Mongolia and Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Great trips for 2025. On a trip 2026 coming up March-ish. Stay tuned for that behind the scenes.
Yes, sir. So today we got a cool guest all the way from Florida, and I'm gonna say something ahead of time before I introduce our guest, because we've been getting a lot of comments about how tired we are on pod. For those watching, thank you for watching first off. But just so you guys get an idea, how dedicated we are to you guys. We do this podcast at all hours, mostly at night or in the day, because we do interview people around the world. Today's guest comes from Florida. So that puts us on a pod at 11 p.m. at night after doing stuff all day. So from our Florida guest, we have Carlos Moreno. He's a photographer, videographer who works with businesses. He's recorded the concert for The Weeknd, and he does a couple of different things. Definitely a wide range of portfolio. So I'm kind of interested in tapping into how he manages all those kind of things. He's not just a portrait photographer. He's doing video. He's doing family portraits, he's doing weddings, he's doing a bunch of things, as well as being a solo creator. So today we're going to tap into that. And let's get to it. Carlos, welcome in, bro.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
course, of course. How you doing?
Pretty amazing. Can't
Yeah.
complain. Hmm.
So
How about you guys?
not bad, man. Not bad. Chill day, chill
Another day
day.
in paradise.
Yeah.
They say,
um. So you're in Florida, right?
yeah, I'm in Southwest Florida, Naples.
Naples. I'm from you know where Palm Bay is?
I don't know.
Palm Bay, Melbourne, right about an hour south from Orlando.
Okay,
That's where
I
I'm
gotcha.
from originally, but here in Japan.
Wow.
Um, yeah, man. Have you ever been to Japan?
Not yet. That's definitely on my bucket list.
You got to. So this pod is going to release right after New Year's. So speaking on New Year's, we dropped a little bit of our goals. What's some of your goals for this year?
Oh, that's a good question. Just to stay consistent, I recently left my full-time job to I guess pursue more photography. I've been doing both for about 10 years now, so I think just focus mainly on grinding and finding more ways to get creative and make more money with using my camera.
That's fire, actually.
Hmm.
So you've been doing this for 10 years. Tell us a little bit about you and your story, how you started photography.
For sure. So it just started taking pictures of nature. And then when I had my first daughter, I started taking pictures of her, and my friends really liked what I was sharing. So that's how they started asking me to take photos of their family and their relationships and stuff like that.
Gotcha. So was it like through a phone? What initially made you pick up a camera? What camera did you get? What was your first camera
Oh
too?
man. So one of my first cameras was like a Canon, or not a Canon, like a Kodak point and shoot that I
Mm-hmm.
got from one of my friends. And at first, I was an iPhone only photographer, like that was the trend back in the day. But once I got my first camera, it kind of changed everything. I got more creative just because I was able to do more stuff like long exposures and stuff like that. And yeah, it went from that Kodak camera to Nikon, and I've been with Nikon for about over 10 years now.
Wow. Nikon. It's
Yep.
actually
You're our first Nikon user.
yeah, you're definitely our first Nikon user. But we were actually talking about it, me and Ruben the other day. They're actually stepping up, so they're
Yeah, with
definitely
buying red.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
I know
newer
Nikon
cameras are
just got
definitely
the ZR, so it's like
Yeah.
the next cinema camera.
yeah, which is it's pretty crazy, and the screen on that thing is actually insane. It's huge. So you started with point and shoot. Do you still do film?
I have a bunch of film cameras. One of my
Mm.
friends opened up a film lab in Naples, and he's the one that got me hooked on film. So there's been a lot of late night eBay bidding wars just to get film cameras that I've never used before. So
Really?
it's addicting.
Um, so I guess there's a lot of controversy when it comes to film and digital. What do you prefer in the end? Like what your normal, so you're Nikon, so you shoot digital for most of your majority of work, right? Um, do you do like any film work, or is just for fun or
That's just for fun, honestly. I've taken my film cameras to weddings to capture it like that, but
hmm
it's too risky for me, honestly. You like film, you never know what you're gonna get. So I'd rather just use my digital camera. Mirrorless, you can see exactly how the photo's gonna look out in the back.
yeah,
So I'd rather use digital.
gotcha. I think that's something. So our mutual is Tony. Tony is big into film and someone that's been trying to get me into film. I was actually shooting film with him today because he got me a little point and shoot for my birthday. So it was kind of cool. But I just personally I don't have the patience. I think if you shoot film, you really have to have patience when it comes to that, and it's just something I don't have. Especially like you do client work, right? So having to shoot film for a client, imagine that, then having to go get it developed and everything. It's just not worth it to me.
Man, that'd
Um,
be a good upcharge though on the service.
You know,
The
I
extra
agree.
300, 400 on the back end.
The risk
that's
key.
how. Yeah, I've been pushing Tony to do that because he's been shooting people in film. I was like, that kind of sets you apart from every photographer out here. Everyone's shooting digital. You set yourself apart majorly by doing film. And he's really good at it. So I think that's really cool. So I guess most people don't know you actually you grew up in Cuba, correct?
Yeah, I was born in Cuba, and then I moved to Naples when I was 6 years old. So I mostly grew up here, honestly. But yeah,
Hmm.
I have family back over there still.
Do you visit at all?
No, not really. Right now, the climate over there isn't the best, so I'm
Hmm.
waiting for stuff to chill out a little bit. Last time I went was about 14 years ago.
Gotcha. And do you feel like I know you moved here when you were younger, but do you feel like growing up early in your years of Cuba, does that shape you today or anything like your work today? Does that
100%, definitely. Just remembering the struggle and how hard it is, and just feeling blessed that my family and I were able to get out of there and come over here definitely helps the hustle. It helps me not give up because I know how bad life can get for some people. I know how it is for some people right now. They don't have power, they don't have food, so I have to be blessed for everything that I have right now.
yeah. I think definitely, you kind of grow off things your past and you turn that into something for the future.
Definitely.
So shooting for 10 years, you have a huge portfolio. I was looking at your work. You do weddings, you do, family shoots, you do businesses. Why the big portfolio? Why not just weddings or things like that?
Yeah, because everybody says to make it in the industry, you have to niche down, niche down, niche down. Only do one thing. Like, how do you balance all your different niches, and which one do you feel like most attached to?
Uh, the reason why I have so many different niches is because I did pick one niche and it was family photos and I went broke. There is a season for that. And families don't want to come to Naples when it's blazing hot and there's hurricanes and stuff, so you have to have something else to fill in that gap. And that's when I started doing more event coverage and commercial work, and it's been a blessing. I really love the that I'm never doing the same thing over and over again. Every week is something different.
Mm. I think that keeps it fun.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
honestly, I feel like the people that are saying to niche down, they already found their niche and they monetized it to 100%. So that's how they can easily say that. But if you have the ability to do multiple things and learn and be good at a lot of things, do it. Like, there's no reason to limit yourself to one thing.
I'm sure it helps prevent burnout as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
That was another reason
yeah,
too.
I think it does.
I
What were you
shot
saying?
4 weddings in about 1 week, and I was burnt out. I told myself I was never going to do a wedding again, and it took me about 4 years to get back into wedding photography again.
Ooh, that's one thing I haven't touched yet. That makes me nervous. A wedding, like
That's the
those
moneymaker,
important
though.
days. Yeah, yeah, definitely money makers. But like that's like someone's most important, day of their lives, or one of them at least. And if you mess
Hmm.
that up, it's cooked. It's cooked. So with everything that you do, what is like your favorite thing to do? What is your favorite thing to
Um,
shoot?
I I say I still have to go back to family photos, like maternity couples, stuff like that, just because like I love. So just seeing those genuine emotions from people, really makes me happy.
And do you think being a father like shaped that? Obviously me and Justin, we're young, we can't relate. Maybe Justin has a kid on the way, hopefully. But
Chill out.
You never know.
how do you think that like experience like impacted your love for family photography and your work in general?
Dude, it definitely has. Being a father definitely taught me a lot of patience. Um, I have a lot of patience during my shoot, and that's something that a lot of my clients notice, especially with little kids. I'm not the type to like, oh, this kid's being upset right now. All right, let's skip
Hmm.
this photo shoot. It's like I wait. If they're crying, I'm still gonna take a picture just because like the parents might love that in the future. Like, remember the one year that you were crying and weren't
Yeah.
participating? and they come back next year and like, all right, they're better this year. It's definitely taught me a lot of patience.
Dope. So,
And have you had like repeat customers and you've seen the family grow up and like grow together? Like how's that been?
Dude, that's my favorite thing. I have clients that I've shot their proposal to their third, second kid now. Like
oh
I'm
wow.
definitely part of the family. One of my favorite clients, their name's Nick and Nikki. They I did their engagement photos down in Marco Island, and this past summer I flew to Chicago, did their family photos, and they're like, you could even stay at their house, at our house and stuff. So that's
Wow.
my favorite thing.
That's sick.
Pretty cool.
How important do you feel it is to build that relationship with clients?
It's the second most important thing. Being at photography is the first thing. Being good at photography, my bad, and then being likable is the second most important thing I'd say. Just because if you're rude, if you're like impatient, they're probably not gonna book with you again.
Hmm. Yeah, I think returning customers definitely like ties into the experience you give. And also people pay for that experience. You know what I mean? I hate hearing how like like past clients that I've had, right? They said that they've done photos before, but with those photos, they're like, yeah, he just told me to turn this way, and he took the picture, and that was it. And I was like, really? Like, you know what I mean? This is very dry. Who wants to go back to a photographer like that? So, I think that's
Exactly.
a word for photographers that are watching this. Do better. Give your
Yeah.
clients, give
Be a
your
nice
clients,
person.
you know, yeah, be a nice person and give an experience. You know, they're paying good money to get photos from you. Don't be a dick.
Exactly.
So,
Like whenever there's a resort down in Marco Island that I shoot, I say maybe like 60% of my family sessions, and I
uh
tell them, all right, let's go on my photo walk. It's not really like a photo shoot. It's like a little photo experience that I have throughout the property and stuff, and it's cool. I like I've been in hospitality for a long time, so I know how to connect with people and ask them about themselves and get information that makes them feel like it's not just a photo shoot. It's like meeting somebody, like meeting a friend or something like that.
yeah, I think that's super important. And I think, yeah, that's dope. With that, with your families being your favorite, what is your least favorite?
That's hard. That's hard, man. I have to think about that. Uh, Honestly, I don't have something that I can't say is not my favorite, just because I've really had a bad experience shooting anything.
Mm. All right, which one's like the most pressure or like the most tedious, like the hardest to pull off?
Uh, I say not hardest, but definitely stressful is weddings for sure. Just because you're not just a photographer, there's parts that you have to be the wedding planner, like making sure everything's ready. There's been weddings that had to be a bodyguard and try to kick somebody out of the wedding and stuff.
Wow.
It's crazy.
What is the planning look like to go into a wedding? I think a lot of things that's misunderstood by people is the amount of work that actually goes into a shoot. Something big like a wedding. I've never done one. Ruben's never done one. Can you kind of explain what that looks like to us?
Sure. So definitely the first step is getting on a call with the bride and groom or the parent of the bride and groom, talking to them, see what they want, just so everybody's on the same page. Um, After that, I send over the little questionnaire for they can add all the information in for I can have it in writing, and I
Uh-huh.
send off my contract. And once it gets closer to the wedding day, I say maybe like 2 weeks before, I call them again, set up like a FaceTime or a call to just to see how they're doing, any issues that I can help with at the end. Once it gets to the wedding day, I print out my timeline or set it as my background on my phone. That way I can just look at my phone, see what's going to be next on the timeline, and go on from there. Uh, During the wedding day, it's pretty straightforward. You kind of just follow the timeline. If there's anything that slows you down or fast forward, you just kind of adjust to it. But after the wedding, it's kind of the real work starts when you have to start editing the photos, videos, and all that stuff.
Now, do you have a team or do you do all this by yourself?
I've had weddings that I was the hybrid shooter, so I did photo and video by myself, but I now start hiring assistants to help me as a second shooter, or if I have somebody manning the video cameras pretty much.
Nice. And then I think so. Something that I'm very interested in, because like I'm kind of moving in that direction, is moving into doing this full time. How did you go about that process? What was that like key moment of everything that you sat there and you said, you know what, I'm gonna do this full time. I'm gonna dedicate everything to it, and I'm gonna do it.
Uh, I say it's definitely saving. You can't just like quit your job and like hope that you're gonna pay your bills with your camera.
Hmm.
As long as you have something saved up in case something doesn't go right, definitely take that leap. But I was with my job for 12 years. I learned a lot from them, so it just got to the point that I couldn't do both at the same time. Um, there was days I had to call off because I had more important things to do with photography. So it got to a point that you kind of just have to weigh out your options. If you're able to support yourself and your family taking photos and videos, just do it. Just take that risk. I feel like I should have taken that risk years ago, but you can't really pick your own path, you know.
Hmm.
Just see when it's right for you.
Super dope. I see the shirt. I like the shirt. It's
Yeah.
super official.
Thank
Uh,
you.
I think it's super dope that you're able to, have a dream and then really, take everything and do everything and give everything to it. It's super dope that because not a lot of people, I don't think, actually get the chance to do that, or they're too scared. Um, One question I do have for you, since you full fully invested into this, how has photography changed from when you were doing this for free to being paid to do it? Does that experience change for you?
Uh, I honestly, I I can't say I did for photography for free. Even like my first photo shoots, I was still getting like 50, 100 bucks, something little, but Um, the only time I ever do free photography is like I know it's gonna benefit me meeting somebody or getting some sort of exposure that I can't give myself.
Hmm.
Even nowadays, I still do like a couple free things, but it's because I know the benefits are gonna be way more that money can get me at the moment. So yeah, I don't know. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
just
was very curious on your thoughts about that because a lot of people are like, once you start, getting paid for it, that's all you think about is money, and the way you move about it is money. So I was very interested on it because I mean, but it's realistic, when you when
yeah,
you when you do start getting paid for it and you realize, oh, maybe I can turn this into something. Of course, I think you're gonna work towards that, especially when your gear isn't free. You know what I mean? You got to pay for it somehow. Uh, yeah, so I was really interested on that aspect of it. Um,
Well,
yeah.
building off of that, how do you find yourself bringing in your own artistic touches while balancing what the client wants? Because obviously they hire you because you have a certain style, you have a certain vision, but they want to have a personal imprint on their special moments. How do you find that balance? How do you stay true to yourself as an artist?
that's a really good one. Like you said, well, most of my clients hire me because I have a certain style, look to my photos and stuff like that. But of course, I'm not gonna deny them. I whenever I send out my booking to my clients, it has a questionnaire and it asks them if they have any specific photos that they want to have. So that's kind of helps them add their creativity to it. But pretty much most of them just follow the flow and follow my prompts and stuff like that. And they're pretty happy with it.
Mm. I think so something we touched on a couple pods ago is that nowadays, Ruben actually said this, nowadays everyone expects you to not be only the photographer but videographer, the editor, the everything. How do you manage that stress?
Oof. Just those 2 o'clock in the morning nights editing, just that's how I handle it. I just can't do I can't you can't let it get to you, you know? You can't let the stress get to you. Um, just keep going. If somebody texts me like, "Hey, how's the photos coming along?" Great. They're coming out great.
So like you post your videos of what you're doing or what you got going on, right? Um, that's a big thing I think for creators nowadays. So how do you, what made you feel as if you need to do that on top of posting your work as a photographer?
Because people really like connecting with the person instead of the work. So I noticed that whenever I started showing my face more, it started bringing in more people and making more bookings as well. Um, People realize that you're not just a computer, like an AI person or whatever. So once you make that human connection, it makes it easier you to book more people and just get more followers. If it's not somebody that's booking, it's somebody that's learning or somebody that needs help creativity. So just posting really helps other people bring their eyes to you.
And do you think that comes about like as more of marketing? Like a lot of creatives, they're like, "Oh, I have to be a brand." Like, is that your intention, or are you viewing it more as like, I'm just trying to be authentic, trying to be me, and that will market itself because I am me. Like, do you approach it like, are you in the analytics with it, or are you just in the shower coming up with an idea?
That's definitely it. It's again those 2 o'clock in the morning nights that something just pops in my head and I open up my notes and just type it in there. Like I have a whole sheet of real ideas that I need to do, but it's kind of a mixture of both actually. Uh, just because posting myself is my brand and being likable is part of the brand. So I kind of have to post and make it seem, not make it seem, it actually is how I am. I try to be funny and try to make it chill. I don't want to be serious, but at the same time, I want to help
Hmm.
people learn or get something out of the information that I'm sharing.
That's dope. I think so. How does your like you come with your idea, right? How does that process come to you as well? Like, how are you building out your reels? Are you grabbing inspirations? Are you like, oh, I have this idea. Let me see if someone else made it. Are you grabbing ideas from other people, or are you sitting there? Ruben over here started making me make a shot list. So
Yeah.
something that I'm forced to do every time now I have an idea, which triples my workload. But how does that look for you?
I have two different strategies. If I'm online doom scrolling and I see something that somebody created, I'm like, I could probably do that. I save it and I have a folder that says post to copy. I literally, sorry, but I'm gonna copy it. That's part of the internet. People will see stuff and copy it
Yeah.
all the time. And then I have another one on my phone that is something that comes up to my head, and if it's something that I think is funny, I just write it down and um, eventually start making the steps of creating it. Um, the first step is just putting on my camera, taking a big sigh, and hitting record. Just because it's something I don't want to do, honestly, but
Yeah,
it helps bring in clients and stuff.
yeah. I hate recording myself. I really do. I think that's like super tough as a creator going from, being behind the camera to being in front of it is like a huge shock. Because then you like rewatch yourself and as you're like looking, you're like, I don't want to do this shit. Um, so I think a lot of people kind of want to get into the space of making their photography a business. How would you go about doing that? What advice do you have for someone that's looking to go that path?
Before you can make it a business, try to make it into a personal brand, something that people recognize your work and kind of already know that's yours. Um, just because I don't know, you can't monetize something until you're actually proven that it has quality over time and it's consistent and stuff like that. Um, yeah, and don't be afraid to branch out and do something that you're not familiar with. I was stuck doing family photos and couples for years, and then once I started doing something else, it's kind of helped the business go to a different level.
Mm.
And something that I'm interested in, like in film production. I do film and cinema stuff like that. Pre-production is always the most important step in making a short film or making any uh visual content. And I know you have your pre-production phases for your photographic ventures. What's that pre-production process like for you? Like for me, it's script, mood board, and shot list. Like what are your big three? What's your flow like? Which one is the most important in that process? Especially when you're working with other people too, and they have to input their vision and mess up your whole plan because they don't know how photos work.
That's so true. It really depends on the session that I'm doing. If it's something like a family session, all I really need to know is how many people and their names, and then in my brain I kind of come up with the different groupings I need to do, like the kids, the parents with the kids, and stuff like that. But when it comes to businesses, that's a different level because it's not really something um that you can control. It's something that business wants. I have to make sure that I know what they want. Like if it's like a restaurant, what are you going to use these photos for? Is it going to be for online ordering? Is it going to be for social media? Is it going to be for for like marketing, like magazines and stuff like that? Just because if you're shooting it for a magazine, you can't shoot vertical everything because they want to have a horizontal spread and stuff like that. So you really want to make sure to ask a lot of questions just to get the valuable information. I recently started shooting for a marketing agency, so they made it a lot easier for me. They send me an email with the rundown of the show, and I have to show up and just follow that not the script, but the information that they give me, like the shots they need, what the purpose is. And I did my first production for a commercial, and that really showed me the behind the scenes and the high production level of stuff. I was the photographer on set, and just seeing everybody else running around and all right, we need this, we need that, lighting this, and I'm like, I've never experienced this, and it was a really cool experience for sure.
Can you tell us the commercial?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. It's for this company called Service Fanatics, is
Mm-hmm.
an HVAC company.
Yeah.
And dude, this the one of the actors they hired was hilarious. Like I'll send you guys the link afterwards so you can see his acting, but this guy like crazy, like Service Fanatics, let's go. I was like, what the heck? It was a cool experience for sure.
So how do you even get involved into something like that? Just do they reach out to you? Are you reaching out to brands, companies, showing them your work? How are you getting connected at that level, where you're on something like that?
Right now I'm at the level that I'm blessed enough that most of them reach out to me. Uh,
Nice.
the connection for that shoot was that one of the owners of Service Fanatics is actually one of my clients for something else.
Wow.
He connected me with the production company, and they told me they needed a photographer, director of photography, whatever it is. Asked me my day rate, and they hired me. That was pretty cool.
That is such a I tell everyone, network is net worth. It's literally a key. You got to, and especially like so how I started was with Tony, right? And we would go in the club shoots. We would do club shoots, and even then, it's like you still got to kind of show up, even though people are drinking, partying, having a good time, because you never know who you're gonna meet, no matter where you are. If you stop someone and you're doing street photography and you take their picture and connect with them, they might be, the owner of a huge business. So, and everyone you meet, you got to bring that kind of value to them. So, I think that's super
Definitely.
dope. Super dope. Do you have any upcoming projects this year that you're excited about?
For the rest of the years, it's mostly just family stuff. I have actually all my bookings besides one for the rest of the year are all repeat clients, so it's pretty cool. So seeing their families grow over the holidays is a pretty cool experience.
So you're doing like Christmas shoots?
Yeah. Yep. Tomorrow I have a um a larger family. That's my first time working with them, and then after Christmas is when I have more people coming down here.
Dude, that's dope. That is super dope. Where was
Do
I
you
at?
feel like your work is seasonal? Well, of course, right? There's seasons to it, like different themes and stuff like that. But do you feel now that you're full time? Do you feel like any pressure, like any fears? Oh, it's middle of the summer, my bookings are slower, or this or that. There's like the holiday rush at the end of the year. Like how do you keep that pace, that momentum?
Definitely. Like I said, savings is it's a really good important thing. Because there's slow months. Like September is usually the slowest month for me, so I kind of have to pivot and figure out what else to do. Um, but it's been consistent for me. I'd say there's definitely times that families come down here more, so it's mostly like, especially November, December, that's family photos. Springtime is another family photo time. Um, but the commercial work that I do helps fill in those gaps a lot.
Diversify,
Mhm.
diversify.
And do you travel? Do you travel a lot?
It's picking up. This year actually went to Las Vegas for a shoot and Chicago for a shoot as well.
That's such a goal, to be
I
honest.
know
And then
that's the goal right there for
with
sure.
travel being covered and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
And
man.
actually I forgot that I worked for a different HVAC company that they
Uh-huh.
took me up to Tampa and Bradenton area, so about 3 hours away from me. And
Yeah.
then that same company is taking me to the other coast, West Palm area. So that's pretty cool. Even
Ooh.
if it's in Florida, I still love traveling, not
Hey,
gonna lie.
travel is travel, especially,
Hmm.
if it's free.
Exactly.
That's
You have
sick.
any dream destinations that you want to shoot in? Like cities that inspire you? It's like, damn, this would be crazy to do a shoot here.
Just like as a nature photographer, like Ireland, that or Iceland actually, seeing that side, it looks like a different planet. Definitely Japan too. One of my clients actually just moved to Japan, and he's been posting some good content, so that's very cool to see.
Do we got Carlos in Japan 2026?
Yeah,
Manifest it, manifest it.
We got
I'm
Carlos
planning
in
on going
Japan.
to Egypt in 2027, so that should be my
Whoa,
big international trip.
that'll be sick.
Hmm.
Super sick. Um, so is there anything that you would like to touch about or give advice to the audience listening?
Um, I think what I said earlier is it try not to niche down, honestly. I'm telling you the opposite what a lot of people are telling you is because you never know what you're actually going to be good at if you don't try everything, and you might be good at everything. You don't stop yourself, you know. And another thing, don't don't be afraid to have a job and photography at the same time because sometimes that's what helps your life be easier. Um, if you are able to take that full risk and do full-time photography, do it. But if you're able to have a great job and still be creative in doing photography, there's no shame in doing that. I feel like a
Use
lot
the
of
other
people
job to build your
are,
dream.
yeah, exactly.
No, I
Yeah,
have
that's
a
sick.
I have a question for you. I always ask this question because I think it bleeds into my work a lot. You're a Cuban. We're both Puerto Rican. I mean, two wings of the same bird.
Hmm.
Famous poem from a Puerto Rican poet. But how do you feel identity bleeds into your work now? Although you're doing more client focused work and it's maybe not telling your own personal story, besides coming from that struggle background, how do you think your identity is playing into how you shoot, what colors you use, what framing you use, especially in a time in Florida being Latino where it's uh, you know, kind of tricky right now.
Yeah. Uh, Good question, dude. Um, Definitely. I feel like growing up or being from a tropical place, like those beautiful colors and stuff like that, definitely helps add that color to my photography. Um, I always add a little bit of vibrance and saturation to my photos and warmth just because like that's the style that I'm used to, especially going down here. Like seeing those, like I always say like sunset is my favorite color just because you have purples, pinks and stuff like that. So I always try to bring colors out in my photography for sure. But I don't know, just being Hispanic makes you hustle like crazy. So that's definitely something that helps me out a lot.
Yeah, you touched on something that I never even thought about before. I grew up in Providence, Rhode Island, so New England's always cold. We have 1 month of summer, very opposite of Florida. Uh, and like all of my photography is always super super cold. Like I drop the temperature down to like 5,000 Kelvin, like no matter what. I never even thought about like, damn, that's probably a possible connection because I
It could
grew up
be.
in a cold ass place.
It could be. That's interesting. I I haven't done any like snow shoots, so I can't I don't know how it is with the warmth on a shoot, but
Oh my God. No, the reflections from the snow. Oh, it's terrible.
That's what I'm
You have
hoping to
like
do that this year.
you gotta stack like two ND filters on. It's
wow,
crazy. It's so bright.
I'm hoping
that's
to do
crazy.
that
Never
this
thought
year
of that.
too. Be fire.
The
Yeah,
snowshoe.
you're gonna be in Nagano, right? Like the Japanese Alps, up with the snow
Yeah, I don't
monkeys.
know. I don't know how I'm gonna survive out there. I'm not used to cold. I'm from Florida.
Hot
You know
chocolate, man.
that temperature starts dropping and you're from Florida. It gets rough.
Bro, anything under 7 degrees for me is like chilly. It's like, come on, dude, what is this? I thought it was Florida.
You got like 3 jackets on. It's like it's only 60 degrees. It's freezing out here. It's
Man,
damn. It's about to snow.
It was -20. I was waiting for that bus. What are you
Oh,
talking
heck
about?
Hell no. I would not be going to school.
Man,
I've been playing sick all winter.
I
You
mean,
sick
Florida
again?
education. You weren't missing out. You weren't missing out.
no. Hey man, don't talk smack.
But yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Keep it nice short. Thank you so much for coming on. It was actually pretty dope talking to you. We got connected through
Yes, sir.
Tony, so I was really actually excited because I saw your work and it was actually pretty cool. I was like, I definitely want to get him on. So thank you for taking time out of your day to be on
Of
with
course.
us. We would love you to shout your stuff out. So if you want to shout your Instagram, your website, anything like that, go ahead so we can add that in there, and then get
Definitely.
out of here.
If you guys like family photos, creative stuff, learning, follow me on Carlos L Moreno just Carlos L Moreno on Instagram. My website is carloslmorenophotography.com. If you like concert photography, go to Shop by CLM. You'll see some crazy photos from concerts from like T-Pain, The Weeknd. That's like my creative outlet like that. So follow me on there.
Yeah, make sure you guys show some love. Thank you again, Carlos, for taking time with us. And of course, if you like the video, subscribe, like it, comment. We want to
Hit
hear
that
from you
button.
guys. Yeah, hit that button. Drop your New Year's goals. We want to hear them. And yeah, let's get out of here. See you guys on the next one.
Peace.